Thank you for coming to learn more about our online SOPMD system for the heavy-duty truck collision repair industry. My name is Mark Claypool from SOPMD, and I'd like to take a few moments to discuss what true SOPs are, why you need them, and what you can expect from implementing SOPs in your shop. I'll give you a tour of our online SOPMD system as well, so that you can see how they can help you truly implement them in your shop. So let's start by defining what SOPs are. SOPs are simply best practices, what you and your team have determined to be the very best way to do a particular operation and to do it most efficiently, most effectively, and with the maximum result time after time. SOPs help you to work smarter and not harder. So talk is cheap. We can all say one day when this or that, like one day when I have time, or one day when I can get some help, or one day when I can decide how. Well, let's get over that one day when and move to one day when. We have an online SOP system that covers 75 to 95% of what most everyone does with estimating, vehicle processing, parts, and accounting, and can work with you to customize them so that you truly can have something that's a reflection of what you do and how you do it in your shop. It's time to win. So who needs SOPs? Well, the answer is you. Do you have a standard way of doing what you do in your shop? Too often, truck repair shops are like the old Wild West, everyone doing their own thing, their own way in many cases. This leads to inconsistencies in output and quality. It's hard to pinpoint what happened when things go wrong. Having SOPs in your head or in the heads of your team is risky. What if something happens to you or your key employees? You take your SOPs with you, or your employees do, leaving your organization with a void to fill someday. And top performers in your organization spend an estimated 20% of their time helping others or tracking down information needed to complete a repair. Well, isn't there a better way? Well, the answer is yes, there is a better way. Having standard operating procedures, SOPs. But who has the time? Building SOPs is a tedious process. That's why so few have ever endeavored to build and document them. But you need them, and not in your head, not in a 3-ring binder that sits on the shelf or hides on someone's desk. Once you have SOPs documented, then you have to hold your team accountable for implementation. You have to keep after them, be a bulldog for a while until it becomes a habit. People tend to lean toward or drift back to the way they always did things, even if they were not the easiest path. You must persist so that you make the agreed upon way the way that you do things. To be successful, you and your team need these keys to your SOPs: develop, train, test, and audit. You want to involve your team in helping create your SOPs, or at least reviewing them in the case of SOPMD. You want to train them. You want to have existing staff go through them and prepare them to follow through, but you also use these to train new people. Then you want to test your team to make sure that they understand it and they're ready to truly implement the SOPs. And then you want to audit the results, hold them accountable, watch them, verify, mystery shop, audit, whatever it takes so that you're making sure they're following through. So who has the best chance of surviving and thriving in this industry? Well, it's those that systematize everything that they do. Ray Kroc created the franchise prototype at McDonald's. Michael Gerber wrote about the franchise prototype in his book, The E-Myth Revisited. The common denominator is standard operating procedures, SOPs. These set the table for all the things that you need to do for cutting waste, cutting steps in the process, becoming systems dependent, not people dependent, having what's needed directly on hand and within reach, work toward continuous improvement of processes, primarily in the areas of quality and cost, and also your teams, multi-skilled teams, multi-capable at all levels, who are going to help you and your organization to reach their goals. So let me give you a tour of our SOPMD system that covers these modules: estimating, vehicle processing, parts, and accounting. When you go to sopmd.com or sopmd.net, you come to our homepage. From here, you can see all the information you need to know about our organization, what we have available in the heavy-duty truck industry. And if you become a customer, you would click on the sign in, and it would take you to your SOP page, which looks like this. Here you can see the vehicle processing SOP, truck parts SOP, accounting, and fleet relationships. I'll go over that in some detail. Now, the estimating SOP is a very big module by itself. You can purchase it that way, but some would like to have it broken down into the 19 different sections. So here you can see we have it broken down from writing estimates to photo documentation, P pages, markup and profit, reasons to R&I, insurance estimates, insurance written estimates, box truck information, bus information, vendor contacts, website resources, Freightliner parts quote, Isuzu parts, international parts quote, Morgan parts, used parts in heavytruckparts.net, hardware, and estimating EMS, and then supplements, supplement worksheet and adjust right. And then here's the SOPs in all-in-one. So let me go back to the top, and I'll show you some examples of the vehicle processing SOP. This loads up with the table of contents, which you can easily navigate through. You can go to any one of these sections just by clicking it, or you can scroll past the table of contents. Look how detailed this is. Look how much information is there. We have screenshots. We have things related to profit net and adjust right and others, with arrows and circles and everything step by step by step of how you process a vehicle. I'll go back up to the top just to give you an example. If I want to go to paint and materials calculation, click on that, it pops right down to it. Step by step, exactly how to do everything that you need. Then if you're done with that, you hit the home key, boom, right back to the top. That's vehicle processing. Let's go to truck parts. Again, loads up, and here's your table of contents. I can jump to any section I want by clicking on it within the table of contents. And again, everything is right here, step by step, with arrows. We leave no stone unturned in that process. Receiving parts, storing parts, parts staging, parts returns, all of this in the parts SOP. Accounting, take a look at that. Table of contents loads up. Customer PO number, how to change paint and materials, pre-close repair order. Lots of information there. Printing the final bill, closing a repair order, processing check payments. Again, screenshots of everything, step by step, arrows, walking you through everything that you need to do. And all of these can be customized if it's not exactly the way that you do things. we can go in and make those changes for you. Then let's look at fleet relationship information. Now, for those of you who have fleet customers, you're always having to keep information of who your contact is, how do you reach them, what's their email address, how do they like to be communicated with, what's the labor rate you have for that partner, and then specific notes, including decals and parts ordering and getting approval for this and that, single stage paint, whatever it might be for that particular vendor. Oftentimes, you're putting that on a Word document, you've got it up on a bulletin board, or you have to look it up, and it's difficult to find. Here, it's a one-stop shop for each of your fleet partners. However many that you have, we can put them in here, and you'll have a one-stop shop to access all of that information. So that's the SOP-MD system. So who built this? Well, I built it with my partner, Dean Hancock. Dean has over 40 years of experience. He is our HD truck development specialist at SOP-MD. He was a former truck shop owner. He's an ICAR Platinum individual. He holds 6 Sigma Black Belt. He's an advisory board member at the HD Forum. He's the founder of the Business Council Group for Commercial Collision Repair Shops, and he's a facilitator for PPG coating damage analysis. Dean has a wealth of knowledge. All of the technical stuff in our SOPs were built by Dean. Me, I also have over 40 years of experience. I work with the Automotive Management Institute, AMI. I'm a master automotive manager through AMI. I own a company called KQuest Inc., of which SOP-MD is a division. I've worked in internet marketing. I was the former executive director of the ICAR Collision Repair Education Foundation, worked at Skills USA for several years, and I was the team leader for the World Skills Competition. So Dean and I both bring a wealth of experience to this field. If you have questions about our SOPs or would like to order them, you can go directly to our website at sopmd.net. You can call me directly at the number shown on the screen. We thank you so much for your time and hope that we've enlightened you on how our SOP-MD system works. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.